Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Usama Shab. Our top story. There finally seems to be light at the end of the tunnel for the trapped labourers inside the Uttarkashi tunnel. 67% of the drilling work has been completed and there is hope that the trapped workers could be rescued as early as tomorrow. Meanwhile, food and medicines have been given via a second pipeline. Ambulances have already reached the site to ferry the labourers and hospital beds have been prepared to treat them. A safety audit of all 29 under construction tunnels across India has also been ordered. Mohammed Ghazali brings us this report.
"11 days after 41 workers got trapped in this Uttarakhand tunnel, the best news yet in their rescue effort. Government officials say less than 15 meters of rock and debris now separate these workers from rescuers, and that teams have managed to drill through 67% of the area occupied by rubble. A horizontal evacuation pipe has been inserted up to 45 meters inside the rubble.
बड़ी सारी अड़चनें आ सकती है, लेकिन अगर ना आए, उम्मीद करते हैं कि अगले देर रात्रि तक या कल सवेरे सवेरे कुछ अच्छी खबर हम सबको मिले और हम सब जो हम अपनी मेहनत इतनी की है, सबने इतनी सब्र से इतने दिन अभी गुजारे काटे हैं, ये खुशी का मौका जल्द से जल्द देखने को मिलेगा.
The drilling operation, the rescue operation is going on. These are the ambulances which have been parked right close to the tunnel. If my camera person will show you, right over there is the. It's quite close, parked near the tunnel.
यहाँ पर जो है अभी 40 एम्बुलेंस उपलब्ध होने वाली है. बाहर से अदर स्टेट से जो है, अदर डिस्ट्रिक्ट से जो है एम्बुलेंस को रवाना कर दिया गया है और इसके साथ साथ जो है सारी जो है तैयारियां हो चुकी है.
The latest news on the rescue has brought huge relief to the relatives of workers trapped inside the tunnel. Among the 41 workers, Sanjay Basumatari and Ram Prasad Narzari are from Assam's remote Ramphal Bill village in the Kokrajhar district.
আজি অলপ মানে 9:10 মানে অলপ ভিডিওখন চালো, ভিডিওখন চাই পেলাই মনটো অলপ ভালে লাগিল, কাৰণ লৰাৰ মাতটো অলপ শুনিব পাইছো, ভিতৰৰ পৰা বাহিৰলৈ অহা মাতখন অলপ শুনিবলৈ পালো আৰু কি এই মাতখন শুনি অলপ মনটো ভাল লাগিছে.
Rescue efforts have been slow, complicated by falling debris as well as repeated breakdowns of heavy drilling machines.
Now things seem to be moving ahead and we expect that the long wait for the rescue op to get over may take some more time. With camera person Prem Singh and colleague Kishore Rawat in Uttarkashi, Mohammed Ghazali for NDTV. I'm being joined by Mr. Devender. His younger brother is trapped inside the tunnel. The rescue operation may get over late in the night as per the officials. We'll try to speak to him to know what he has gathered from the officials here who are involved in the rescue op. Devender जी, क्या सूचना मिल रही है? बड़ी हलचल हो रही है.
हाँ, सूचना मिल रही है कि अभी 1-2 पाइप घुसना बाकी है, बस इसके बाद तो भाई निकल जाएंगे.
कुछ टाइम का पता चल?
टाइम का पता कुछ नहीं है, लेकिन एक पाइप में लगभग वही बता रहे हैं कि 3-4 घंटे का समय लगता है, तो 2 पाइप घुसने में 6 घंटे.
कितना समझे? अभी करीब 9 बजने वाला है.
9 बजने वाला है, तो समझ जाइए कि 12-1 बजे तक कंप्लीट होने वाला है. इस तरह का
या 12 से ऊपर भी जा सकता
12 के ऊपर भी जा सकता है. लेकिन हमको अनुमान है कि 11 बजे तक सबके निकल जाएंगे. इस तरह का हमको अपने दिल में अनुभव हो रहा है.
ठीक है. किससे बात हुई है आपकी इसमें?
अधिकारी या किसी से कुछ इस तरह का अनुभव नहीं है, लेकिन एक्चुअली मैं खुद में अपने आप में मैं भी कभी था. हाँ, अनुभव है,
तजुर्बा रहा है.
तजुर्बा रहा. उसके अनुसार मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि शायद 11-11:30 बजे तक सबको निकल जाएंगे.
कहाँ कहीं टनल में आप भी काम किए हैं?
जी हाँ, मैं इसके पहले मैं 3 प्रोजेक्ट फाइनल किया हूँ.
कहाँ?
आपका अरफल टनल और प्रोजेक्ट करार पुणे. इसके बाद आपका मेघालय में किया था. मेघालय में आपका पावर प्रोजेक्ट का काम था, वो वाला किया था.
तो एक चीज बताइए कि जब ऐसे टनल में लोग काम करते हैं, आपको तजुर्बा भी है, तो क्या जैसे बहुत ठंड हो गई है अभी यहाँ पर, तो सुबह में भी ठंड हो जा रही है, शाम में, तो 10-12 दिन आदमी रह सकता है? जैसे कल तो
आराम से, क्योंकि टनल के अंदर गर्मी लगती है।
अच्छा, टनल के अंदर
हाँ, टनल के गर्मी लगती है, वहाँ ठंडक नहीं लगती है। ठंड
और कल गर्म कपड़े वगैरह भी आज या कल भेजे भी गए हैं?
वो बेकार का है, उसका कोई दिक्कत नहीं है उसका, क्योंकि टनल के अंदर ठंड लगती ही नहीं है।
अच्छा
क्योंकि मैं उतना दिन रहा, तो टनल के अंदर मतलब कि ठंड लगती नहीं।
अच्छा अच्छा। आपके कौन है अंदर?
मेरा भाई है विश्वजीत कुमार।
आपका क्या नाम है?
इंद्रजीत कुमार,
कहाँ से?
झारखंड से,
झारखंड में कहाँ से?
गिरिडीह डिस्ट्रिक्ट।
गिरिडीह डिस्ट्रिक्ट।
हाँ।
तो क्या पता चल रहा है, कुछ बातचीत हुई है?
बातचीत तो पर डे में कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन आज की खबर थी कि आज बाहर मतलब हो जाएगा
अधिकारियों से
ऑपरेशन।
कोई बात हुई है कि कब तक आ पाएंगे, क्या चल रहा है, कब तक खत्म होगा?
नहीं नहीं, अधिकारी लोग तो हम लोग से बातचीत नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं सुबह जब गया था बातचीत करने के लिए तो उस टाइम बोल रहे थे कि आज ऑपरेशन कंप्लीट हो जाएगा।
अच्छा, तो अब थोड़ा सा तसल्ली है कि वीडियो भी आया, सब वीडियो वगैरह में दिखे थे आपके भाई साहब?
हाँ हाँ, वीडियो में दिखे।
दिखे थे।
हाँ,
मैसेज वैसेज दिया था उन्होंने?
ना वो तो बहुत लोग वहाँ अंदर में थे, लेकिन वो संदेश तो नहीं दे पाए वो अंदर से, लेकिन मैंने देखा कि वो हैं और खुशी हुई कि सभी सकुशल हैं।
थोड़ा सा राहत की सांस आई है वीडियो वगैरह सब आने से?
हाँ वो तो है, मैं तो पर डे बात कर रहा था, मैं तो 13 तारीख से ही हूँ यहाँ।
तो कैसे बात करते थे, फोन पे?
नहीं, फोन तो अंदर नहीं लगती है, वो पाइप जो है उसी के जरिए बातचीत होती थी। तो मैं पर डे बातचीत करता था, पर डे हाल समाचार लेता था। उन लोग सब बोलते थे कि हम लोग सब ठीक हैं, और हमारा झारखंड से 15 सदस्य है अंदर में, तो सब ठीक थे। उसके साथ जो 41 है सभी ठीक थे, किसी को कोई परेशानी का बात नहीं कभी सुनने को मिला।
तो तबीयत सबकी ठीक है?
हाँ, तबीयत सभी की ठीक है, क्योंकि मैं हर बार जब भी मैं बातचीत करता था तो सबसे पहले तबीयत की ही बात पूछती थी, तो उन लोग बोलता था कि नहीं, हम लोग को किसी तरह का महसूस तकलीफ। मेरे तो निजी 2 लोग हैं, और झारखंड से 15 हैं, और अन्य स्टेट से लेकर के टोटल 41 है ना, ऐसे।
So what we are picking up, his smile and his what we say, his the confidence which they say that they have been communicated that the rescue operation may get over late in the night or around 11 or 12 p.m. And he also shared very important information that perhaps they are all healthy and doesn't need a very intense medical attention. In Uttarkashi, with camera person Prem Singh, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
On to some news from Jammu and Kashmir. 2 army officers and 2 jawans were killed during an encounter between security forces and terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri district on Wednesday. The police said that the encounter broke out between terrorists and joint forces of the army and the Jammu and Kashmir police in the Bajimal area of Dharmsal following a cordon and search operation. A fierce gunfight was underway as 2 terrorists were trapped at the site. In the gun battle, 2 officers and 2 soldiers lost their lives. Nazir Masoodi brings us this report.
4 soldiers, including 2 captain rank officers, have been killed in the encounter, and operation is underway according to army. Militants have been injured and they have been surrounded, and operation is in progress. Operation was jointly started by the army, its special forces and Jammu and Kashmir police in Kalakot forests of Rajouri. Once they zeroed in the cordon in the forest area, they came under heavy volume of fire. So then 4 soldiers have been killed. This is the second time army has suffered heavy losses in less than 2 months in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier it was in Kokarnag in Anantnag district of South Kashmir in September, where 4 security force personnel, including a colonel, a major and a Jammu and Kashmir police DSP were killed. It appears that the theatre of militancy has shifted from the plains to the mountains of Pir Panjal. There have been frequent encounters. These forests are infested by militants. It's not far away from the line of control, and there have been frequent infiltration attempts as well. Many have been foiled, but the frequency of encounters in this area is really worrying for the security force, because this area was free from militancy for almost 2 decades, since 2003. But for last few years, we have seen this in place has become biggest challenge, because the dense forests and the difficult terrain gives perfect shelter to militants, and launching counter militancy operations is not just an easy task for the security force. That's why, for example, in May there were heavy casualties. Army has suffered 10 soldiers, including 5 soldiers of the special forces during a counter-militancy operations. Same has happened after that. Recently there was an encounter in which 1 soldier was killed, and now in this operation also 4 soldiers have been killed, including 2 captains, so losing young officers. And one thing is very again clear, that the officers lead from the front when it comes to the operation. But the challenge remains how militants have changed their strategy from urban areas to the inhabited areas. They are going to the forest areas where they engage security forces, and the militants appear to be well trained and heavily armed, and security forces have been launching relentless operations to flush them out. But it appears the number of militants in these forests is much higher than what is being estimated. And in this operation, army is saying they have cornered these militants who have been injured during the encounter, but so far there's no confirmation if any of the militant has been killed. But in this encounter again, army has suffered heavy casualties. While on one hand we see in the Kashmir Valley, police and have been saying the militancy has been almost finished. Very few locals actually have joined militancy this year. But in the south of Pir Panjal, the militancy has become the biggest challenge.
Continuing with its crackdown on Khalistani terrorists and sympathizers, the National Investigation Agency has carried out raids at 14 locations in Punjab and Haryana in connection with its probe into attacks on the Indian consulate in San Francisco in the US earlier this year. The official spokesperson said these places located in North India were raided to unravel the complete conspiracy behind the attacks on March 19th and July 2nd involving criminal trespass, vandalism, damage to public property and attempts to cause hurt to the consulate officials and set the building on fire through acts of arson. The locations raided by the NIA were spread across the districts of Moga, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, Gurdaspur, Mohali and Patiala in Punjab, and Kurukshetra and Yamunanagar in Haryana. In a major breakthrough in the ongoing Israel-Hamas war, 4-day ceasefire has been agreed upon. The Israel cabinet has agreed a deal with Hamas to swap hostages. The deal has been brokered by the US, Qatar and Egypt. This deal also allows 308 trucks to cross into Gaza. The truce will also mark an end to the ongoing bloodshed in Gaza, where over 13,300, mostly civilians, have been killed.
After a 7-hour meeting, all except 3 ministers of far-right Jewish Power Party, the Israeli War Cabinet voted in favor of a deal with Hamas. The deal, a 4-day ceasefire and release of 150 Palestinian prisoners, mostly women and minors, in exchange for 50 hostages taken by Hamas on 7th October, including over 30 children. But PM Netanyahu has made it clear the war will continue.
יש בחוץ דיבורי הבל. כאילו אחרי ההפוגה להשבת חטופינו, אנחנו נפסיק את המלחמה. אז אני מבקש להבהיר, אנחנו במלחמה, ונמשיך במלחמה. נמשיך במלחמה עד שנשיג את כל היעדים שלנו. לחסל את החמאס, להשיב את כל חטופינו ונעדרנו, ולהבטיח שבעזה לא יהיה שום גורם שמאיים על ישראל.
The deal also allows more than 300 desperately needed aid trucks to cross into Gaza. According to Netanyahu's terms, after the 4 days of ceasefire, there will be 1 day's ceasefire for every 10 Israeli hostages released by Hamas. Also, Israel will release up to another 150 Palestinian detainees if Hamas releases another 50. The deal negotiated by the US, Qatar and Egypt has been welcomed as a step in right direction after 6 weeks of fighting. US President Joe Biden welcomed the deal on X, while US Secretary of State Antony Blinken and the Qatar PM thanked each other and Egypt for brokering the deal. As the process to execute the deal starts, Israel's Justice Department has published 300 names of Palestinian prisoners being held in Israeli jails. As per the law, ahead of any prisoner release, Israeli citizens must be allowed to make an appeal to the Israeli Supreme Court. But no major hold-ups are expected, given there have been massive marches and protests to bring back the hostages. In Delhi, Kadambini Sharma for NDTV.
Another top honor for NDTV Group. NDTV has been named a top social contributor brand of the year 2023. The Exchange for Media Group announced the winners of the Pitch Top 50 Brands 2023. The list acknowledges the impactful marketing practices by brands across various categories. In the social contributors category, Dove, Narayana Hospitals and NDTV took home the honors. Welcome back. The Chennai police has filed an FIR against Tamil film actor Mansoor Ali Khan for his distasteful and derogatory comments on actor Trisha. Here's a report.
Chennai police has booked actor Mansoor Ali Khan for sexual harassment after he made derogatory and distasteful remarks on the lack of rape scenes for villains in contemporary Tamil films. His comments outraged the industry, including leading star Trisha, with whom he co-starred in the recent blockbuster Leo. Calling him sexist and misogynistic, Trisha has said she would never share screen space with Mansoor. The National Women's Commission has filed a police complaint. Condemnations from others are also pouring in.
Speaks is hot. He's an honest celebrity. The point is, I'm so glad that more voices are condemning it, more popular, powerful voices are condemning it. So it's a good thing that this change is here.
In a statement, Mansoor Ali Khan claims he had merely reflected the change in portrayal of women in contemporary films compared to the past, and that his comments were distorted and manipulated.
ஒரு என்கொயரி பண்ணிட்டு தான் சொல்லணும். ஒரு அமைப்பில் இருக்கிறவங்க நீங்க கேளுங்க, அப்புறம் நான் பதில் சொல்ல வரேன். சினிமாவில் ரேப் சீன் தான் என்ன? சினிமாவில் ரேப் சீன்னா என்ன? நிஜமா ரேப் பண்றதா? ஒரு கொலை பண்றான் ஒரு சினிமாவில்னா அது இப்ப எல்லாமே ஹீரோவே பண்ணிக்கிறாங்க. விக்ரம் படத்துல கமல் சார் பண்ணாரு, அன்னைக்கே சொன்னேன். அதெல்லாம் இருட்டடி பண்ணிட்டு சூர்யா பண்ணாரு, நல்லா கொலை பண்ற. நிஜமாக கொலை பண்றாங்க? சினிமாவில் ரேப் சீன்னா நிஜமா ரேப் பண்றதா?
While the city police will issue Mansoor a notice first, many ask if misogyny is a wider problem in the film industry. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find It TV.
In Karnataka, the Congress has fallen into its own trap. While Rahul Gandhi is advocating caste census, the cabinet of the ruling Congress government in Karnataka is divided on the issue. A petition has been submitted to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on behalf of the Vokkaliga community seeking the rejection of the caste census report. This petition has also been duly signed by Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar. Here's a report.
The difference of opinion between cabinet ministers of the Siddaramaiah government in Karnataka is out in the open. A petition has been submitted to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah on behalf of the Vokkaliga community with the demand of rejecting the caste census. This petition also bears the signature of State Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar, who stands firm against this report.
ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದಾ? ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗಳು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ? ನಾನೇ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ರಾಜಕಾರಣ ಏನೇ ಇರಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜದ ಗೌರವ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ.
For the first time, a minister has openly criticized the caste census. Many ministers of the Siddaramaiah cabinet have silently expressed their angst, especially the Lingayats and the Vokkaligas. According to the information in this report, the population of the scheduled caste and Muslims overshadow the Lingayats and Vokaligas. The OBC Commission will submit the report to the Siddaramaiah government by the end of this year, and the CM has taken to social media to suggest that accepting the report is his resolve to do justice to the deprived communities.
ಇವರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಸಂಘದವರು ಬಂದು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿನ್ನೆ ಬಂದು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಮನವಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ವರದಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮನವಿನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಪರಿಗಣಿಸ್ತೀವಿ.
Siddaramaiah, in his first term as Chief Minister, had conducted the caste census in 2015 to 2016. But no Chief Minister could muster the courage to implement it.
On one side, there is Rahul Gandhi of the Congress, who's been advocating the release of the caste census report. And on the other, several leaders belonging to other castes, including Lingayats and Vokaligas, belonging to the cabinet of Siddaramaiah, who've been opposing this. Now, Siddaramaiah is under immense pressure. Now, this time too, will Karnataka not see the caste census report? With camera person Govind, Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.